The Midday News is live on Joy 99.7 FM and hits 103.9 FM here in Accra, Love 99.5 FM in Kumasi, and myjoyonline.com. We're also live in all 16 regions of Ghana via our various affiliates, live on X Spaces and Facebook. The Midday News is supported by Petrosol Platinum Energy, energizing dreams. Coming up this afternoon, flurry of election petition being filed after the EC gazetted the parliamentary election results, with the petition asking the High Court to injunct the MP elects from being sworn in this week. We have details as Speaker of Parliament Maxwell Agbagba stirs controversy, insisting he will not swear in any of the persons elected as MPs elect following the recollation of results.
Some of those recollation, re-declaration were completely null and void ab initio. They were not properly so-called MPs elect and not qualified to be sworn in by me.
Residents of Abokobi in the Domi-Kwabenya constituency eager to vote in EC's planned re-election to elect a member of parliament after the commission nullified the results of one polling centre.
This town has made their decision, and the decision is that we want Eliklim Akurugu to be our MP.
Say maybe two about say be cost 10 times, the best uncle 10 times.
We have details even as the NDC and NPP disagree over the commission's announcement. Fate of over 400,000 2024 WASI candidates still hangs in the balance as WAEC fails to meet Education Minister's 29 December release date after government paid 35 million cedis to defray debts owed the council.
I came to apprise myself of development in terms of the fact that they are working now through the holidays to get the results out on or before 29th of this month.
Details shortly as universities issue notice of postponement of admission dates for first-year students due to delay in the release of results. Also coming up, caterers under the school feeding program besiege Ministry of Gender and Social Protection, demanding the release of arrears owed them for the 2023-2024 academic year.
The government have given the controller the money to give it to us. We don't know the reason why controller is holding our money.
From 2019,
And later in the bulletin, the Joy 90s Jam is back this Friday, January 3, to bring back the magic of memorable Ghanaian and global music for an unforgettable night of nostalgia.
Deba, boy be peso Jimmy, if I baby no tata me, and
we have these and more. My name is Maxwell Agbagba. Stay for details. Well, we start from the court. This afternoon, a flurry of parliamentary election petitions are being filed across the country, challenging the validity of the elections held in some constituencies. NDC MP for Midday Daniel Nsala Wakpal is seeking a rerun of the polls in more than 14 polling stations, while the NDC's parliamentary candidate for Trubu is also seeking a rerun of the election in 98 polling stations. Parliamentary Affairs correspondent and member of our Legal Affairs desk, Kweku Asante, joins me in studio with some more. Kweku, let's start from the Midday constituency. What are the main issues and the reliefs being sought by the petitioner?
So, according to this petition filed by Daniel Nsala Wakpal, there are some irregularities in at least 41 polling stations, and he has categorized all of this, the specifics of these irregularities, including unused ballot papers being more than some of those ones that were in the ballot papers and others. He's seeking or asking the High Court for an order setting aside the declaration of the parliamentary election results affecting those 41 polling stations out of a total of 152 polling stations in the Midday constituency that was declared by the Electoral Commission. He also wants an order directed at the second and third respondents to conduct a rerun of the parliamentary elections in the affected 41 polling stations out of a total of 152 polling stations in the Pandai constituency on a date determined by the court.
Now, in Trobu, the NDC candidate is raising similar issues.
Well, yes, in Trobu, the election petition filed is in respect of what they call some irregularities that occurred in 98 polling stations, and they've also categorized them in this petition. And they're asking the High Court to make a declaration that the irregularities and inconsistencies contained in Form A of the Statement of Polls for the Office of the Member of Parliament for 98 polling stations out of the total in Trobu constituency have so extensively prevailed and have reasonably affected the result of the election held. They want a declaration that non-compliance with the CI affected the parliamentary election results in those 98 polling stations, and they want an order setting aside the declaration in those 98 polling stations, and finally a rerun in those polling stations on a date to be determined by the court.
Now, there's a case also filed by the NDC candidate for Nsawam Edwardju, which is not an election petition, but essentially calling for a rerun of the entire election in the constituency. Tell us about that.
Well, yes, this was filed before the results was gazetted, and so will not be an election petition, but it's asking for a declaration that by reason of the absence, incomplete and or questionable nature of the pink sheets for the Nsawam Edwardju constituency, the integrity of the parliamentary election for the constituency has been undermined. They want a declaration that the Electoral Commission cannot, based on the incomplete and or questionable collation forms whose source is doubtful, declare a winner of the parliamentary elections conducted on December 7th. And they want an order directed at the Electoral Commission to organize a fresh parliamentary election for the Nsawam Edwardju constituency. And this was filed by the NDC parliamentary candidate Amenope Philibert Fume.
Thank you, Kweku. Kweku, stay with me because there will be more to analyze on the aftermath of the election. Meanwhile, as some seats remain in contention following the recollation of results, which has since been set aside by the Supreme Court, Speaker of Parliament Maxwell Agbagba says any MP elect declared after results were recollated will not be sworn in by him. This is despite the fact that there is no formal announcement yet by the incoming administration on their choice for the speakership.
To become a member of Parliament, you have to be elected by the voter, and you have to be declared by the Electoral Commission, but you have to be sworn in by the Speaker. Until you are sworn in by the Speaker, you remain MP elect. So I was very clear in my mind that some of those re-collation and re-declaration were completely now I'm going up in issue. They were unknown to the law. And so they were not properly so-called MPs elect. I'm not qualified to be sworn in by you. Back this year, we had those discussions. When I told them, they were all surprised. I said, yes, I'm the gatekeeper. The right thing must be done for us to be able to reset Ghana.
Our Parliamentary Affairs correspondent Kweku Asante is still here with me. Kweku, do we know if any decision has been made on who will be the Speaker of the 9th Parliament?
Well, Maxwell, we have been digging, and the sources close to the former president have been a bit tight-lipped. But if you speak among some of the very senior NDC MPs in Parliament, they say that the indication they are getting is that Mr. Agbagba is set to be retained for the speakership for the 9th Parliament. But that decision has not been finalized, and they are looking forward to the end of this week to finalize that, and then a name will perhaps come out.
Interesting. Regarding the caucuses, they're still jostling for leadership.
Well, yes.
What names are coming up?
When it comes to the NDC caucus, they'll be forming a majority in the next Parliament. Their front bench, a lot of them, as we understand, may be getting ministerial position. Dr. Kisela Tofosin, Emmanuel Amakufibua, and Kwame Gavin Sagboja, who have been leading the front line. The understanding is that some of them may be going into the executive, and so the likes of Muntaka Mubarak may be returning to lead the NDC caucus as the majority in the next Parliament. As regards the NPP side, there's currently intense jostling. In fact, Alexander Afenyomakin, who is currently the majority leader, is expecting that he will be retained as the minority leader. In fact, last week, some chairmen of some caucuses of the committees in Parliament with a news conference at which they called on the party's leadership to retain Alexander Afenyomakin in the current parliamentary leadership. But we know that some names have come up, including Kojo Ponkroma, MP for Fossa Irebi, and then Defense Minister Dominic Nitiwo, who was a deputy minority leader between 2009 and between 2013 and 2016 in Parliament. So those names have come up, and also we expect that the respective national councils of both the NPP and the NDC are going to meet, firm up names, and publish that before the new Parliament is sworn in next week.
Thank you, Kwekwasan. You can trust that he's going to keep tabs on that and be bringing us up to speed on what happens in Parliament. Now, still on the 2024 election and its outcome, some residents in Abokobi are expressing their readiness to participate in the EC's announced rerun of the parliamentary election at one polling centre. The outcome of the Domi-Kwabenya parliamentary elections hinges on Abokobi Women's Development Centre 2 polling centre after the Electoral Commission nullified the results of that centre. The EC on Saturday, December 28, announced it will rerun the election for the polling centre because the results were entered on a wrong sheet instead of the accepted pink sheet. My colleague Collins Frimpong has been in the constituency and joins us with details. Hello, Collins. What is the mood in Abokobi where this particular polling centre is located?
The constituents in the Domi-Kwabenya constituency, especially in the Abokobi, where this whole issue has been the centre of the whole issue. That's the Abokobi Women's Development Centre. That's polling station number 2. The people there are eager to take part in the rerun election. And earlier on, when you go there, you started speaking to some of them. A few people were ready not to vote, though, but a large number of them are ready to vote.
This town has made their decision, and the decision is that we want Elikplim Akurugu to be our MP, and that's it. Even if there will be a re-election, the people has made their decision, and the decision is that we want Elikplim Akurugu to be our MP. That's the decision the people has made.
Adeno, the best year then. SCAV, Abano, say maybe 2 about, say be cost 10 times, the best uncle 10 times. It the Omoye Romunya, Adeno Papa no Lusu, Onyitum. Ya 2 about from 96. Abesine, Omunye V, Maiwa, a municipal center. Uwe Krumuhanu, asphalt, just 1 kilometer crowd.
Now we have some residents of Abokobi in the Domi-Kwabenya constituency. The NDC is strongly opposed to the EC's decision to rerun the election at the polling centre in Abokobi. Dr. Tanko Rashid Computer is Deputy Director of Elections and IT of the NDC, and he's been speaking to us. But the NPP is blaming the NDC, accusing the party of not allowing an orderly collation of the results. Evans Dimako is Director of Elections and Research for the NPP.
We said they used to try the new patriotic party as winners. We said they should collect the results as indicated by the CR 127 and declare the winner. What is this issue of all the time recollating that is very hard every now and then? I think that.
Now, meanwhile, pollster Musa Dankwa says the outcome of the Domi-Kwabenya constituency will not change, even if the rerun goes ahead, insisting the NDC will flip the seat.
In fact, the last poll in Domi-Kwabenya before the elections had Akurugu on 51% and Michael Kwe 48%. So we knew she was going to flip the seat. And on the election night or day, we did an exit poll in that constituency where we targeted a very good polling station electoral area that delivers the outcome of the election. In the exit poll, Akurugu was 54%, Okwe 46%. So on all counts and measure, Mahokwe lost the election. So we don't think that seat will remain MPP. No, it will flip to NDC, regardless.
Okay, a little above 160 difference separate Michael Quay Jr. and Elikplim Akurugu. Looking at that particular polling station there, do you think it could make any difference for Michael Quay?
No. In fact, even if this polling station was in the MPP stronghold, they would have lost the election still because of the sentiments of people generally around this time around.
You heard pollster Musa Dankwa. To some education stories now, the fifth of over 400,000 candidates whose results are pending due to government's indebtedness to the West African Examination Council is still in limbo following the expiration of a 29th December deadline communicated by Education Minister Dr. Yawose Duchu. WAEC missed the scheduled date for the release of the results due to a significant outstanding debt of 118 million Ghana cedis owed the council by government. The Ministry of Education has released 35 million cedis to enable WAEC to resume marking of the results. The Education Minister last week, after a working visit to WAEC, assured that the results would be released by 29th December.
My various agencies, so this is not unusual. However, I came to apprise myself of developments in terms of the fact that they are working now through the holidays to get the results out on or before 29th of this month. So I came and I saw the workers scanning is being done, close to 50% is done. They assure me by the end of the day over 50% of scanning will be completed. On or about 29th of this month, the results will come out. So I'm very satisfied.
We know they were having some little challenges with funds initially. Do you think that the delay of the funds may affect the speed at which they
28th, 29th results will be out. We're on the same page with that.
Okay.
You heard Education Minister there. Kweku Asante told me in the studio there's some news coming in regarding the results, Kweku.
Well, yes, just incoming right now, West Africa Examination Council has released provisional results for the WASI school candidates 2024. And this is a statement from the outfit. It says, WAEC wishes to inform its numerous publics that it has released provisional results of candidates who sat for the WASI for school candidates 2024 Ghana only version. The council will now make available login details to heads of schools to enable them access the results of their candidates. The results have been hosted online and candidates who so desire may access their results at the council's website. And it gives the performance statistics. When it comes to English, 69% of students got A1 to C6 and then 5.88% got F9. Mathematics, 66.86 got A1 to C6, 6.10% F9. Integrated science, 58.77% getting A1 to C6, which is the pass mark. And when you look at social studies, about 71.53% getting that. When it comes to examination irregularities, according to this statement, there's a cancellation of subject results of 4,108 candidates for bringing in foreign materials like prepared notes, textbooks, and printed materials into the exam halls. There's a cancellation of entire results of 483 candidates for possession of mobile phones in the exam halls, and then the withholding of subject results of 781 students and the entire results of 209 candidates for various suspected offences. And this is the statement just released by John Kapi, Head of Public Affairs for WAEC.
Let's get on the phone line now and speak to Executive Director of the Africa Education Watch, Kofi Asare. Mr. Asare is joining us right now. The minister promised 29th December, 30th December, they've released the results. Good news? Or you say we still have to deal with the issue of the outstanding debt?
Well, I think that it is good news that we have the results in place to enable our tertiary institutions to proceed to make admissions and possibly complete admissions by the middle of January for the academic year to begin for freshmen. Having said that, it is important that we address the systemic issues that continues to cause, delays in release of funds to WAEC for both WASI and BC fees. The reason why we had this challenge. If you look at in the past 3-4 years since WASI was made free under the free senior school program since 2020, you realize that repeatedly in WAEC's reports to Parliament, the first challenge is always late receipt of examination fee from government. That is always the first challenge that they report to Parliament every year. Last year by now, in November, when WAEC appeared before Parliament, government was owing WAEC about 122 million Ghana cedis. This year, the situation is not too different. It was about 116 or so until the last 25 was paid last week or so. And so there's a systemic issue which is cash flow. We need to reset the cash flow mechanism so that we finance WAEC at the point that they need the money to expedite work on WASI, and also such that WAEC is able to have the needed resources they need to invest to reduce examination practices, if not eliminated at all. after all. Yeah.
Okay. Thanks so much for your time. You had Executive Director of the Africa Education Watch, Kofi Asare, speaking to us. There's some good news coming in the last 30 minutes. WAEC has actually released the results for the WASI candidates. Still on education, scores of caterers under the school feeding program have this afternoon, pitched camp at the Ministry of Gender, Children and Social Protection, demanding payment of their two-term arrears for the 2023 and the 2024 academic year. The caterers from all over the country tell Joy News engagements with government is not yielding any results as they are under pressure from their creditors. Namaste Chiamo is the president of the School Feeding Caterers Association.
Oh, it's a huge amount. They are talking about, I can't tell the figure, but it's very huge. But we are requesting for our two-term pay. That is the third term and the first term. Yes.
How long has this money been in arrears now?
Since September. Yes.
So why are you picketing now? Because I understand that every term you pre-finance and then government release money and you are paid. But now you are picketing just September.
Yeah, we are protesting now because our leaders has been lying to us for a long time. Since August, they said our money is ready. After September, after the third term, they said we'll receive our money on November. November, we did not receive any amount. And now December is ending. Up to now, nobody has come out to tell us anything. Except yesterday, they came out with a statement that we'll be paid tomorrow. That is 31st, which we are not sure of it. That's the reason why we are protesting now. We need our money because we own our creditors. And
you had President of the School Feeding Caterers Association, Nana Sechi Amo. My colleague Prince Kwame Kudoga is there for us and joins us live. Prince, what more can you report?
Well, Maxwell, the protest was taken to the Controller and Accountant General's office this morning. The caterers believe that their monies have been released to the Controller and that they went to the Controller to take their money. So leadership of the group was engaged, and then they received an assurance that by tomorrow the monies will hit their account. But they are not taking that. They've gone back to the Ministry of Gender and Social Protection. They are there as we speak now, pitched camp. They are waiting that their money should hit their account before they make any move, if they would at all. We understand, I'm picking up that the contrast is that he has released most of their money to the Gender Ministry, and so they are not living there. I understand that the Minister for Gender will be speaking to them any moment from now. We are here, pitch camp, and then we'll bring you update from here any moment.
You heard Prince Kwame Kudoga. Time to go for a break now. But later in the bulletin, the Joy FM 90s Jam is back this Friday to bring back the magic of memorable Ghanaian and global music for an unforgettable night of nostalgia.
Deba, boy be peso Jimmy, me fa baby no tata me, and
Where did I? Now I don't know when I just saw.
Obiang, what's the chrome ha? Ain't you want to say petrol for your energizing drinks for motion? Hey boy. Petrosol are celebrating their 10 years in grand style. They're giving back to their loyal customers. Hope you have registered at their online portal. Don't say I didn't tell you, oh.
Each month, customers will stand a chance of winning items like tricycles, motorcycles, television sets, refrigerators, phones, fuel vouchers, and many more. But the best part is that at the end of the promo, we will be giving out a grand prize of 2 Suzuki Espresso cars to lucky winners who stay with us all through the promo period. All you need to join is to visit any of our over 100 stations across the country to get registered, or go to www.petrosolcrm.com to register online.
Petrosol, energizing dreams.
Welcome back from the break. President-elect John Mahama has revealed plans to return the management of the University of Ghana Medical Center, UGMC, to the University of Ghana. This decision would transition the facility's oversight from the Ghana Health Service back to the university, aligning with its original intent. Speaking after a courtesy visit from the university's management, John Mahama expressed concerns about the facility's current utilization, noting that it operates at only 40% capacity. He said he's committed to collaborating with relevant stakeholders to scale up operations to full capacity. According to him, this improvement will ensure Ghanaians no longer have to seek medical care abroad for services that the UGMC can provide locally.
There's the issue of the University of Ghana Medical Center. It was Professor Mills's vision, and it was built with the intent that the University of Ghana will set up the management subsidiary to run that hospital. Unfortunately, we left office and a new government came, and currently is being run by the Ghana Health Service. The Ghana Health Service already has so many hospitals under its wing, it cannot manage properly. I think that is not the way to go. This was a very big investment. We're going to have the situation where it will run soon, the equipment will break down, and they'll say there's no money to repair the equipment and all that. So I am anxious to come back to the original vision where the University of Ghana would manage that hospital, set up a special purpose vehicle to manage that hospital properly and make sure that it's kept at the stage that we have, the standard that we have set for it. So that's a discussion I would want us to take up as early as possible. Currently, my understanding is that just 40% of the hospital is in operation. And how do we scale up to 100% so that we have people coming from outside neighboring countries to come and have procedures here and seek medical treatment here, and that our people do not continue to go to South Africa and India and other places when we have the same expertise and equipment here to be able to give them the same quality of healthcare, if not better, than some of the places that they're going to.
You had President-elect John Mahama. Now let's take you to the Accra International Conference Center, where President Akufo-Addo is conferring national honors and awards upon some distinguished personalities at the Accra International Conference Center. My colleague Jacqueline Asuma is joining us right now. Hello, Jacqueline.
Hi, Maxwell.
Yeah, can you bring us up to speed on what is happening at the Accra International Conference Center?
Well, Maxwell, the president finished speaking not long ago, but then the award itself was already started. In the president's speech, he was talking about the fact that each of these stories that we are going to be hearing today is a commitment for the country.
Jackie, can you kindly move away from the sound system? It's giving us feedback here.
Maxwell, can you hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you now, yeah.
Yeah, so I was saying that the president finished speaking not long ago, and the award itself has officially started. But then in his speech earlier, he was talking about the fact that all these awardees are people who have actually set standards, and also their story is actually a commitment for Ghana as a whole. But then we just started not long ago, and we're expecting the ceremony to finish in the next 1 hour.
Thanks so much, Jackie. You just heard Jackie and Subayu coming to us live from the Accra International Conference Center, where President Akufo-Addo is conferring awards on some Ghanaians who've distinguished themselves in their various fields of endeavor. Now, the lively beats of the 1990s are set to return at JoyFM's exciting 90s Jam, a fun event celebrating the music and culture that made the decade special. The event will be held on Friday, January 3 at the Pleasant Gardens in Jolo, Accra, starting at 6 p.m. and going until dawn. Patrons will enjoy the hits of Ghanaian legends like Reggie Rockstone, Achiame, Daddy Lumba, Kojo Enchi, Sonny Bali, Bookback, Obrafo, Tic Tac, and more. Let's just give you a feel of what it will be like on Friday.
Bonnie Willie Bound, 18 upon everyone. But I never said I gave you a song. Bonnie Willie Bound, 18 upon everyone. But I never said I gave you a song.
Day Deba, boy be peso Jimmy. Me fa baby I no tata me. Why am I feed me home tree me? Deba, onyum way dear freaking me. Me tea say one be me and
the Highlander. Sasa phobia Susana was so to alarm by Jamao do it be a fight so big and cry and a tree yabasa wow once at the others wala made a message to sell bomb by some because alarm part just sasa time alarm pine.
All across the world, still hitting them counters and them lolos, girl.
Still taking my time to perfect the beat, and I still got love for the streets. It's the D.R.E.
I'm representing for them gangsters all across the world.
Still
hitting them counters and them lolos, girl.
Still.
Yeah, so all of that happening on Friday, 3rd January 2025. To make ticket reservations, dial star 714 star 003 star 3 hash. The venue is the Pleasant Gardens at Jolu, 8 p.m. Sharp rate is 200 Ghana cedis. You can't afford to miss that. And that's how we end the news, the midday news here on Joy 99.7 FM with me, Maxwell Agbagba. Up next is Living Word with Pastor Mensa Otabil.